Hello, beautiful listeners and viewers. Welcome back to another episode of the podcast. We are so glad you are here. My very good friend from Costa Rica is our guest today. Her name is Ale. Hello, Ale.
Hi, Victoria. How are you?
Wonderful. Thank you.
I'm so happy to be here.
I'm so happy to have you. And we are going to share a little bit about overcoming adversity and, just talking about life paths and where they take us and different skills that we've learned to use along the way. And I'm going to put in the show notes your Facebook and Instagram. It's Ale, A-L-E .CORRIOLS.com if you want to go there right now. However, I will put it in the show notes as well so that people can get a hold of you through email, Instagram, or through Facebook and learn all about you. Ale is a Heal Your Life workshop teacher and a Heal Your Life coach. I know she has many other certifications as well. She, I can tell you firsthand, is an absolutely exceptional person who just brings light and love everywhere she goes. And people are just so naturally attracted to her for who she is deep down as a person. So let's get started, Ale.
Thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome. Can you let us know how you first maybe started using Louise's work or how you use Heal Your Life work to overcome adversity in your life?
Yes, well, I first came across Louise's work with You Can Heal Your Life book, and it was a life-changing experience, really. Like 6 years ago, I started with all this personal growth process, like more serious work. And it's interesting how really the universe just drives us through all the ways that we need to drive, like all the paths we need to go by. Yes. And one thing after the other, with the book, it started in the Heal Your Body book, the little book. And then I ended up learning about the certification. There was one here in Costa Rica, and I was very interested about that one like 3 or 4 years ago. But then I don't remember why I couldn't do it. I didn't do it. And then I recently, like last October, it just one evening it popped in my mind, and I'm like, let's find out about this process again. And I came across your training in Canada, and as I say, I've said it many times, is like I truly believe that our souls sign up for certain experiences that they need to experience, and definitely this training was a life-changing experience for me, and I'm really grateful about that.
Well, I know everyone there is grateful that you were there as well. Can you tell me how the work has helped you in day-to-day life in terms of your own experience as a human being? We all have trials and hard times, and how you are able to apply positive reinforcement into your life.
Definitely, like the daily affirmations are on my top list of as I said, my first aid kit, and visualization and mirror work, definitely. And it's very interesting because it's really, as I said, is life-changing. Every time I feel like I'm experiencing some pressure or worries, or just going to the future or to the past, it's like my anchor with the breathe is like come back, and then I start having like changing this mindset to positive thoughts with affirmation. And every time I'm brushing my teeth, or even I'm stuck on traffic, I just look at the mirror and I'm like, hey lady, I love you, and it's completely like it changes completely the mood, the stress when you are in traffic and all these kind of things. And it's like they're huge things that I use, but like these little things I mentioned are like this like little things that really can change your mood in seconds.
It's true. I work a lot with people with addictions, and that's something that, I teach a lot, is just to help people in that moment, maybe where they're feeling stressed, a time when they would normally be triggered, instead of thinking about, I would like to feed my addiction. Instead, thinking it's okay, I'm okay, right? I'm getting through this. I'm calm. I'm strong. Looking in the mirror and giving that little wink and saying, "You've got this." Taking that breath, just visualizing yourself in a calm state, that type of thing, as little tools that really help people who are struggling with addiction. So I love that you're applying it to your everyday life as well. And I think everyone watching and listening has that 30 seconds while you're brushing your teeth, because a lot of times I think we make personal growth big and scary and time consuming. I have to I have to get up an hour early to do my personal growth work. And I'm all about, listen to YouTube while you do your hair and put on makeup, do mirror work, with your eyes, that eye contact while you're brushing your teeth, that type of thing, using, just fitting it into your day-to-day life, because that's how habits stick. That's how things really stick. Yes.
Totally. And that's one of the things I like to teach and to share, because that's exactly what you said. Sometimes when you start thinking about, okay, I'll do affirmation, I'll do mirror work, I'll do visualization, I'll meditate. It's at some point at the beginning, it's even overwhelming. Like you think like, oh my God, how am I going to do all this? It's like,
yes.
So I came across like, I like to share that these are like little things. You don't need to dedicate like a full hour. If you can, that's perfect. But if not, you can do it on your daily, basis. And there's something very interesting that I started sharing also is I came up with the idea of having all my notes on the phone. And I call it like my first aid kits, my first aid kit. And then I write down like different tools that I've learned through all this process, as mirror work, affirmation, etc. And then certain kind of quick meditations that will help me, go through better through certain circumstances. And then every time I'm like, oh my God, I'm worrying about certain thing, or I'm, my thoughts, my head is driving me crazy a little bit with some thoughts, I just look into my list and I just feel which one is right to do at that moment. Because sometimes it's also overwhelming, like saying, I have all these tools, but then I don't know what to do. I don't know what to use. So having them written down is like, I have 10 options or 3 options. Oh, okay, this one feels right. So it's something that you can use on the go.
I love that, because everyone do that, right? In your notes in your phone, make your little first aid kit of ways that you can, that are affirming to yourself. Because like Ale was saying, in that moment when we're feeling overwhelmed or we're feeling stressed, our creative mind isn't saying, oh, what would be a really positive thing I could do for myself right now? Our creative mind is not in that mode at all. But if all you have to do is open the notes app on your phone and say, okay, I can remember to breathe. I can just take a few deep breaths right now. Or I can read through this list of affirmations, whatever it is, to just bring you back to the present and calm you down.
Totally.
Yes, I find so often when we get stuck in those thought loops that we're worrying or feeling overwhelmed, it's because we are stuck in thoughts from the past. Does that happen to you as well?
Oh, yes, very often. And if it's not from the past, it's like in the next, the next week, the next month, the next year, like you're thinking about like, and it's really, it's really important to be aware of that and be aware of bringing your conscious to the present moment and realizing that, as Louise says, like one of the biggest point of power is the present. And that's where from there, you can really like think better, take better decisions, and feel much better also. Yeah. And also I wanted to let you know, well, to share that how all this work has helped me, not only me, but I have 2 daughters, and it's very interesting, like working with them or helping them, sharing with them, like all the affirmation work and mirror work. It's very interesting how they even, like, they're very young, they're 6 and 11, but it's very interesting how they start seeing all these things, which for me, since some years ago, I started thinking about how work like this and processes like this would positively impact the life of the kids and looking into the future of the world at the end. So
I know.
it's very powerful, not just for adults, I'm sorry, but also for kids and young people.
I was going to mention, I know that you're very passionate about working with children and with young people, and how great would it be, for all of us who are watching and listening, if we had learned these tools at 6 years old, at 11 years old, at 13 years old, where we could have, entered, say, high school with these tools, with the first aid kit, as Ali says, available to us, and how different our experience might have been. So yes, I love that you're sharing that. And Ali, I know you teach that in your coaching as well, when you're working with people and coaching people from around the world. People can connect with you again. I'm going to put all of the notes down in the show notes, so feel free to reach out and contact Ali about that. And I wanted to talk about something that I know you're doing that's really exciting, which is you're doing some in-person workshops in Costa Rica as well. And from what I've heard, they've been sold out and are super exciting. And tell us about that. Look at you changing the world.
Yeah, it's like I'm really, really excited about that. And as you said, I started doing these study groups. I chose the 10-week modality because I think it's, when we do something for others, we're thinking about what we like and what we're looking for at the end, right? And then I thought that this way of doing it really allows me to be there for every single person on the group. I only work with really small groups, like 4 minimum, 6 maximum, because my idea is like really be able to personalize as much as possible and be as much as possible flexible also to adapt all the information or the requirements based on what everybody needs. So yeah, I'm very, very, very excited about that. And actually next Monday, I'm giving a masterclass on the 12 ways how to love yourself, to introduce, well, the Louise work, but also this Heal Your Life, Reach Your Dream 10-week work lessons study group. Yeah. So I'm very, very happy and very honored. Like really, Victoria is so, I don't know how to, like the English in the word in English, but it's like really rewarding experience.
Yes.
And so I feel so honored to be able to help people through their processes and to witness all the good things, all the positive change that they have in their lives. Like, it's like, I feel like so blessed. It's like a real gift to be able to be, at service of others.
Ali, you're going to make me
really
cry.
happy. I love it. It's like, for the first time in my life, and I've always think that I've done almost like most of my life, I've done everything that really makes me happy. But like for the first time in my life, I think it's the moment where I've cried the most of happiness, just feeling, like this gratitude and feeling that I am really at the end living fully my purpose in life, like being there for others, being able to hold their space for them and to guide them through. At the end, it's not me doing the work at all. It's just me, like, guiding a little bit, but like guiding them to get their power back.
Yeah.
And it's such a, I get goosebumps because every time I think about it, it's like, how blessed am I to be able to do this, like, and honored. It's such a gift. And in part, is in a big way, is thanks to you, because you guided me through my process at the training, and I'm really grateful for that too.
Oh, thank you, Ali. Ali, it was such a pleasure having you at the training. I'm going to share this. I'm sure you'll be okay with it. Uh, my assistant and I spoke throughout the training about how every day when Ali would come into the conference room, she was younger. It was
Yeah.
just, she was just by the end of the 10 days, an absolutely glowing teenager. And because you can see, and for those of you listening, you can hear the passion that Ali has for being of service to others. And for all of you who are watching and listening, I would invite you today, whatever you're doing today, if you catch yourself in a negative thought or in a negative place, think about what you could do to help somebody else. And you'll feel what Ali is talking about, that making a difference in other people's lives is so incredibly rewarding. And all of us, that's the humanity of all of us, when we can all just be giving back to each other. You're such an amazing coach and such an amazing workshop teacher. I'm just so glad to know you. Do you have any final thoughts that you would like to share with the viewers and listeners?
Yes, just live your life at the maximum. It's like a reminder, I'd say. And there are a lot of things that we're not having on the regular basis education. For me, mainly is like self-love and be present at the moment. And I think that those two things are maybe the most important ones to really get the power of starting to build and create our dreamed life, which we all deserve. Because I truly believe that we came to this world to be really happy and to do all the things that we want and we like, and we are the servants of everything and more. So just be present, breathe. It's the anchor, to get you to the present, to the present moment, and definitely start working if you haven't done the work, or continue with the self-love work, which really is for a lot is like the best investment of time and effort and energy that you can do, is loving yourself. Definitely.
It really is. I'm going to keep going on what you said and just talk a little bit about that deservability and how Ali said it goes hand in hand with loving yourself. And, I think that so many of us were brought up to, to not be proud and to not just to always really kind of hold back as it was not okay to be confident. And so when I hear Ali talk about deservability, can you explain a little bit what you mean to really believe that you are deserving? Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, because what I think is, like, most of us, since we grow up as kids, it's how the system has worked, I think, the society for many years. So it's nobody's fault at the end, but it's like, if you want something, you have to earn it. If you want to do something, you have to work for that. If you like something, you have to, there's always a but. Yeah, you can have it, but you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to wait. And I think that, well, certain there are things that you have to be patient about, but there are a lot of things that you don't need to, you deserve it, because you just are perfect. We are all perfect beings, and we deserve all the love. We deserve all the good things. And as I said, as how we've been raised, is like, there's always a but, there's always a barrier that makes you start lacking confidence in yourself. So it's where you start thinking like, oh, am I going to be able to hold the space for others, to do a workshop for other people? And you start thinking like, oh, no, you're not I think you're not that good. You'll need to study more. You need more certifications. You need more of this, more of that. And at the end, it's like, just believing in yourself and knowing that it's okay to make mistakes because we're not perfect, and it's okay because it's how we learn. And for me, every single experience that we have in our lives, whether we can define it as positive or negative, which for me is no longer negative, is like you are always learning something. There's always an experience for you that you needed to learn something and grow. And all that, when you start seeing this, is when you start believing and realizing that you are the servant of even all that experiences in a good way. And that single change, like realizing that they're not negative experiences, but experiences that you need to learn, and also reclaiming the responsibility of everything that happens in your life. For me, those are like things that really, really, really change lives. Like my life personally completely changed and shifted the moment I realized these things. Like I started seeing the world completely different, and even relationships also completely different.
Oh, Ale, I could listen to you talk all day. You're such a great teacher. You word things so well. And as Ale has said, the more that you accept yourself, the more that you love yourself, the more that you will believe that you are deserving of the things that you want to have in your life. I also love what you shared about pushing through and being willing to make mistakes. Because we all have that little tiny voice that's in there somewhere. Sometimes it's loud and sometimes it's super quiet, that says, I am not enough, or I am not worthy, or I am not lovable. But just to continue to work on that self-love, that self-worth, that self-acceptance, all of those pieces. And so often I think we think there's a finish line, right? We think, oh, hey, you know, I've been studying self-love now for 18 months. So I'm going to check that box. I've got that done. And what I hear instead is so many people saying, I've been doing personal growth work for 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, and I still have so much more to learn. And it's just such a beautiful journey when we look at it that way, when we can be excited about self-discovery. And I see excitement all over your face when I see you, and I know that you are really doing that work and digging deep into that self-discovery. So thank you for sharing with us. Again, you are an amazing coach, an amazing workshop teacher. I am so incredibly blessed to know you. And thank you for being here.
Thank you for inviting me, and it's been really an honor, and an honor to meet you also, and to be part of your life in a certain way, and that you are of mine also.
Oh, it is an honor. Thank you. Thank you so much. To learn more about Ale, just go into the show notes, get her email address, her Instagram, and her Facebook. To learn more about the Heal Your Life training, just go to my website. My website is thetraining.ca. All right. Thank you so much, Ale. And thank you, viewers and listeners. Bye-bye for now.
Bye.